Hi there, welcome to CGTN. I'm Yang Jinghao, live from the city of Baoshan in southwest China's Yunnan province. I just take a look at my surroundings, and I'm not sure if you can tell what these trees are. Actually, what you can see from my camera right now is just coffee trees. Actually, this small village is a major producing area of Arabica coffee in China. We know that today marks China's traditional Lantern Festival, a special occasion for reunion, and people across the country celebrate in various ways. And here in this village of Baoshan, people will celebrate in another special way. Many local families will prepare a so-called coffee banquet, product they are proud of. But before we get to that, I will show you a little bit how the coffee is grown in the fields, and I'm trying to show you how a fresh coffee bean can be turned into a cup of coffee and even made into different delicious dishes. And today I'm very pleased to be joined by a special guest, Mr. Wang Jiawei. He's the director of the village committee and also the party secretary. Welcome, Mr. Wang. 王书记，欢迎您到我们的直播。
好。
那王书记，我们现在就是我们眼前所看到，就是非常漂亮啊，这个就是可以看到我们这个村子的一个全貌，可以说对吧？
对，村子叫新寨村，是在万亩咖啡园包围当中。
Yeah, we can take a look at the surroundings, very beautiful, all green here. This village is surrounded by tens of thousands of coffee trees. 那给我们介绍一下，就咱们这个新寨村，它大概一个情况怎么样？有多少户？多少人？大概？
我们新寨村属于行政村，它有502户人。
502户。
2082个。
哦 ，There are some 500 households in the Xinzhai village. Most of them are engaged in coffee cultivation. 那我们知道，咱们这个新寨村就是咱们这个小粒咖啡非常有名哈，也是一个主要的这个咖啡的一个产区。那么，咱们种这个咖啡的历史有多长了？
咱们的历史是100多年了。大面积种植从52年开始。
就是一个非常悠久的
非常悠久的历史了。
那咱们这里就是这新寨村这个地方，就是说它种植咖啡的一个优势主要是什么？
主要是处于高海拔、低纬度的地方，它气候跟资源非常丰富，是这样一个峡谷。
所以这个特殊的这个地理，还有这个气候，就造就咱们这个适宜种植咖啡这么一个。
对，它是在高黎贡山脚下嘛。
Okay. So Mr. Wang told me that this village has a long history of coffee cultivation. Local people have it's been more than 100 years since the first coffee trees was planted here. And he said the special terrain featuring high altitude and low latitude makes it an ideal place to grow coffee. So the Xinzhai village, the area boasts a special terrain similar to that of Blue Mountains in Jamaica. So it's just an ideal place to grow coffee. 那我们现在看到就是我们身后是非常多的这个咖啡树，然后看到都已经挂果了，是吧？现在就是正是个咖啡的收获季节，是吗？
对，咖啡的盛产期现在是。
Okay, it's just the harvest time of coffee, and we can see from here that some local farmers are just harvesting. They're just picking the fresh cherries. 我们看到就是其实有一些这个当地的咖农也在这里。这个收获这个鲜果，咱们这个一般这个收获的季节有多长？
咱们的收获季节是大概是在4个月左右，4个月到5个月。
一般从什么时候开始可以？
一般的从10月份、12月份，到来年的4月份。
12月份到4月，那我们要不，我们上去看一眼，给我们具体看一下这个。
去看看我
go into the field to take a look at the fresh cherry. One told me that actually the harvest time usually lasts from December until April. So usually there's a 4-month harvest time. 我们可以看到，这些都是，这是咖啡的这个。
我们的卡农，有傣族，有汉族，有傈僳族在这里采摘咖啡。
Yeah, we can see some local farmers are just picking the fresh cherries here. I believe that there are tens of millions of coffee lovers in the world, but not everyone is familiar with the trees. The people don't know how the coffee is planted, is grown. 书记，我们可以看到，就是现在就是这个果实，其实它还是不同的颜色，有的是还是绿的，有时红的，就是代表是已经成熟，可以。
对，它是分批红。
We can see some cherries are still green, which means it's the right time to pick them. Talk to one of them. 你好，那个。我想请问一下，就是像咱们这个平时像这咖啡树啊，需要怎么来维护？就是种植的咖啡困不困难？就是费不费劲？
其实种咖啡不怎么困难的，其实它不是存在说什么困难，是根据本来我们这边的那个气候啊，还有土壤还是蛮适合种这个咖啡，它不会存在很大的问题。只是到一定的时间，到雨季来的时候给它施肥，到它的时候给它修枝条啊，这样就可以了。其实
就是施肥、修枝条是吧？
给它松土就可以了，不是很困难的呢。
Okay. She told me that it's not very difficult to cultivate coffee trees. What they need to do most of the year is fertilization and pruning in proper time. 好，谢谢您啊 ，Thank you. 那书记，我想请问一下，就是像咱们这个 ，OK， 那我们往外走 ，OK， 我想请问一下，像咱们这个新寨村，它是主要的一个产区之一，那么他们的种植规模大概是怎么样的，以及它的什么情况？
我们的种植规模是2片种植，13600亩，总产量。年均总产量是4000多吨，人均是5.4亩，
年产量达到4000，
对，年产量是4000吨。
我们边走边说吧啊。Okay, we know that China is one of the fastest growing coffee consumers in the world, but maybe people don't know that China is also an important producing region. And here in Yunnan, the province in southwest China is the largest coffee producing region in China. The coffee produced here accounts for some 98% of the output of the country. And here in this village, Mr. Wang told me that they have about 900 hectares of coffee fields in total, which produce about 4,000 tons annually. 那么您刚才提到，就是每年会有一个4000吨左右产量。那像今年是一个什么情况？今年它的
今年可能要少1000吨左右。
少1000，为什么呢？
因为前期干旱。
Okay. But due to the drought, the output will shrink somewhat this year. 那我知道，书记，那像咱们这个新寨村，以前它长期就是靠这个出口这个生豆为主，对吧？那现在咱们是不是也是在做其他的这种发展模式来进行咱们这个产业的优化升级呢？比如说，我注意到咱们比如说来这个村子，发现还有一些咖啡馆，还有一些加工厂等等各种。
以前我们是卖通货，也就是粗加工。 现在不同了，现在发展好了，我们是1、2、3产业有机融合起来了，已经是线上线下都在卖了。
In the past, the village mainly export raw beans to overseas market, but now Mr. Wang said the village is trying to adopt an integrative development mode, which means they will also develop some other related businesses. And for example, some cafes, coffee shops have opened in this small village. 我们可以去看一下其他的那个，对，就是我们刚才看的是一个，对，这咖啡是怎么种植的。Just now we just show you a little bit how the coffee trees are growing. Now we can take a look at some other business modes in this village. OK， 那我们
去1号中原，
我们去另外一个地方看一下。对，那我们就需要做一下这个。OK。Since there's a little bit far away, we need to take a motorcycle like this. Okay, from here we can get a panoramic view of this. It's beautiful. Actually, as Mr. Wang just introduced, this is a typical dry, hot valley, which is very suitable for the cultivation of coffee. 王书记，其实我知道咱们的这个咖啡产品，其实在国际上是非常畅销。虽然就是很多人可能没听过咱们这个村子，但是咱们的产品其实远销国外的，对吧？它这据说在一般就是咱们的这样的产品都会卖到哪些国家？
我们这里的咖啡呢，它国外的那些什么雀巢啊、星巴克啊这些大公司都来收购。对，它不单只是卖在国内，以前呢，整个咖啡出口量还是很大的。
The coffee produced here is popular in the international market. As far as I know, that they are exported to Asian, North American, and European markets. 但是今年就是这2年受这个疫情影响，就是咱们这个是不是像这个海外市场的这一块，是不是也会受到一些影响？
因为我们的咖啡品质好，那么这一次疫情呢，实际上对我们的这个产业没受影响。
那为什么呢？因
为现在我们的咖啡不用出口了，以前我们中国人喝国外的咖啡喝习惯了，所以一下子接受国内的咖啡很难接受。那么刚好这一次疫情来了，不能进口不了，也不用出口，喝了我们的咖啡就一下子就觉得
是国内
的市场，国内的咖啡还是比较好的。
所以这咱们也是有了新的一个机会，是吧？
对。
Actually, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we know that the logistics has been impacted greatly. But Mr. Wang said, as the domestic consumption source has been soaring during the past few years, so they get new opportunities actually because they get a new domestic market. 对，那我们知道，就是像宝山小粒咖啡，它其实就是说，去年还迎来一个新的机遇，就是它那个，其实它和中国和欧盟达成了一个这个地理商标，对吧？对，这个宝山小粒咖啡也，
我们宝山小粒咖啡的地理标志呢，就在我们中国咖啡第一村新在这一块。
所以这您觉得对咱们这边发展也是一个新的机遇吗？
对，有。最大的一个机遇就在现在了，就是这个好的欧盟认证了嘛。
And actually, the coffee here in this region face new opportunities as the China and the European Union reached a deal on geographical indications in March last year. It's an agreement that gives protection to around 200 iconic European and Chinese products. So the coffee in Baoshan actually have more opportunities. 刚才我们提到，就是说以前我们主要靠这个出口这个生豆啊，那现在就是其他相关的产业发展起来。那就我刚才就提到说，咱们村子里也可以看到，就是越多像咖啡馆这些。那现在就是说，咱们村子大概有多少咖啡馆？
现在咱们村有4个咖啡庄园，
咖啡庄园对吧？
对，有7个咖啡加工厂
，7个咖啡加工厂
，4个庄园
，4个庄园。
庄园呢，就是你看以前我们是老村委会改造的，建造的，
那你指的这个咖啡庄园，它是一个什么样的概念？这个庄园？
那么庄园里边呢，你就可以喝到咖啡，然后还有各式各样的与咖啡有关的东西，你都能喝到品尝到。
就相当于是个综合体，是吧？
对。
Okay. But as we just mentioned, the village is now trying to adopt integrative development mode, which means that they don't just rely on the export of raw beans anymore. They're trying to develop diversified businesses. For example, here we come to a coffee shop in this village. 这以
前是我们的老村委会
，OK，
现在改成1号咖啡庄园。
哦，OK，
这就是我们的店主。
你好。OK， here we come to the first a coffee shop. It's the first one opened in this village, and this location used to be where this place used to be where the village government. So let's just take a look. 你好。Okay, this is the manager of this cafe, right? 给我们看大概就是这个咖啡店装饰的很别致，看起来这里还有一些产品的展示，是吗？
我们这边呢，有咖啡豆、咖啡花茶，还有咖啡果皮茶。
我们看一下这个。
花茶呢是这个样子。
Okay, take a look at this. These are just the blossoms of coffee, and 这是什么？
咖啡果皮茶。
These are the peels of the beans, and they are made into different kinds of tea. Actually, 就是咖啡，就是除了它这个豆子可以做成咖啡，它的花、它的这个果皮都可以做成
我们的饮料。对。
对。Just ingredients of different kinds of drinks. That's interesting. 那这些呢？这些展示是咱们这里的豆子，是吧？
对，既然咱们现在都已经来到了我们的咖啡原产地，那今天呢，就由我给大家从一颗咖啡豆进行一个讲解吧。
Okay.
我首先
take a look at these beans.
这是我们的咖啡鲜果啊，我拿一颗出来。然后这个是我们没有成熟的那个咖啡果啊，然后这个是已经成熟之后的全红果。
It's fresh cherries, and this one it's still green, and which means it's still not ripe. And this one is
成熟
okay. It's ripe, and it's the time to pick it.
对，然后这个是我们的咖啡干果。对。
这是怎么到这一步的？
这个是我们那个晾干之后的，大概就是晾10天左右，然后就会变成这样子的干果。对。
You can see it's the cherries will become this after being dried up for about 10 days, right?
对，然后下个阶段呢，我们的咖啡干果脱壳之后呢，然后就会变成我们这个阶段，然后对，然后这个呢，它其实呢也是还是有一层壳的啊，我给大家剥开看一下，然后剥开之后呢，就是我们的咖啡生豆，这个阶段呢就到了我们的咖啡生豆了，也就是我们的这个阶段 ，OK。
然后这个就是
对， 然后这个生豆烘焙之后呢，就变成了我们的对
OK
焙炒的咖啡豆了。对
These are just the baked beans. They will be baked after being peeled off by machines, and it's just ground coffee.
对，
right?
那个就是咖啡粉，对，研磨后的咖啡粉。
就是如何从一颗生豆变成了这个我们可以饮用的咖啡。So from here we can see how fresh coffee cherry is turned to the ground coffee. Yeah. 我们可以在这尝一下吗？这个咖啡。
那现在咱们就到那个冲泡台里面，
OK
我给大家进行展示一下。
Okay. Let's get a taste of the coffee produced in this village, grown in this village.
咱们咖啡冲泡之前呢，需要先浸湿一下我们的滤纸。然后这个步骤呢，它有2个功效。第一个功效呢，就是可以清洗一下我们的滤纸，除去我们这个滤纸的杂味。第二个功效呢，就是让我们滤纸和我们的这个滤杯和那个贴合。好，现在把我们这个滤纸的这个水，好，现在呢，我们就把我们的咖啡粉倒到我们的那个滤杯里面去。
The manager is just showing us how to make a coffee with coffee beans grown here. Yeah.
好，第2个步骤，我们就对我们的咖啡粉进行焖蒸。焖蒸大概30秒的时间。Okay. 然后我们焖蒸结束后呢，我们就继续我们的第2段注水。我今天将会用1:15 3段式的方式呢，给大家冲泡。好，我的第2段注水结束。第二段萃取的是我们咖啡的酸和苦，酸和甜味，对。然后第3段呢，第3段呢，就是萃取我们咖啡里面的苦味。现在我的冲煮结束了，然后现在呢，我们的水，这个步骤呢是做温杯。温杯它的一个功效呢，就是说让我们的咖啡杯和我们的咖啡液的那个温差不能太大，这样会影响我们咖啡的一个口感。
Actually, I'm not a super coffee fan, so to me, it's a kind of interesting but complicated process. Yeah, 书记，我想请问一下，就是像咱们村种的，我知道有不同的品种，大概主要有哪些品种呢？现在？
我们村大概就是种了这几个品种，第一是卡提姆，第2是铁皮卡，第3是 A1288，第4是红波崩，基本就以这4个品种为主。
4种是吧？ There are different varieties of coffee in the village, including one called Typica and one called Cadima. Yeah, among some other varieties. Okay, it's ready?
Yes.
好了是吧？ Okay, thank you so much. Let's get a taste. Wow. 来，书记。Yeah, you must be very familiar with coffee. Yeah. 你平时有喝咖啡的习惯吗？
有，天天都在喝。
天天都喝。
对，天天都在喝。
Thank you. It's great. 我想请问一下书记，那像咱们这个宝山的这边的这个小粒咖啡，它和其他地方产的咖啡，它主要的一个特色是什么 ？How is the Arabica coffee produced here different with those grown in some other areas?
它的主要特色是回甘味跟味比较浓。
Okay. It has a stronger flavor, a stronger aroma due to the special terrain and climate as just mentioned. Okay, thank you so much. 书记，那我们刚才提到了，就是说我们刚才看到了如何把一颗鲜的这个咖啡果变成了一杯咖啡啊。这在咱们这里是完全是可以实现的了，并且我知道现在咱们有建立了很多的品牌，对吧？在当地。
对，现在我们用咖啡这个产业呢，已经开发了咖啡宴。今天正好是我们传统的佳节元宵节，那么我们就到我们做咖啡宴的地方去看看我们元宵节的咖啡宴。
Right. Just now we showed you how a fresh coffee cherry is turned into a cup of coffee, and Mr. Wang said today marks the traditional Lantern Festival, and many families here will just celebrate in a special way. They will many families will prepare so-called coffee banquet, which means they will cook dishes. They will combine local delicacies with coffee. 会把这个咖啡的元素充分入到这个当地的这个传统菜
上嘛啊，
对，
我们当地的美食上。
OK，我知道这个那个元宵节也是中国非常有传统的一个节日啊。那像在咱们这儿，就除了这些传统的一些庆祝方式，这也是咱们的一个创新，对吧？
对，是我们把我们的产业把它提升起来，把它融入在我们的这个饮食业上，然后呢，借元宵，就用咖啡宴闹元宵。
Lantern Festival actually is celebrated on the 15th day of the first month under Chinese lunar calendar. It's an opportunity for reunion, and people across the country will celebrate in different ways, such as watching lanterns and guessing riddles and performing dragon dance, among some other celebrations. And do remember, CGTN will present you different kinds of shows from all parts of the country. So stay tuned with CGTN for more wonderful performances, for more wonderful shows. Now, Mr. Wang will take us to his home. They will just prepare a special coffee banquet for the festival. 听起来就很别致。那咱们这个是不是也是考虑到一个想通过这种方式来，就是来宣传一下，来推荐一下咱们的这个咖啡，对吧？宣扬一下咱们这个咖啡文化各方面，是不是有这方面的考量？其实，
我们不但把产业做好，还要把饮食业也要做好，那么才能将产业带动旅游的模式发展起来。
They are also trying to promote their coffee products and their coffee culture in this innovative way. So they just search and develop different kinds of dishes. 这里我们可以看到就是有些晾晒是吧？
对，这个是晾晒。
Okay, this is one's home, very cozy. Wow, it's a beautiful yard, we can see. Okay. We can see some coffee beans are just drying in the sun in this yard. 书记，那就说这个咖啡豆采摘回来以后就要进行这个步骤是吧？
你看咖啡豆采购呢，我们处理方式是很多，这个是其中的一种。
OK。
那么最多处理的呢是水洗豆，这个是日晒果。
Okay. This is just one of the ways they deal with the coffee fruits after they are harvested. 就需要经常这样翻是吧？我是，Yeah。
你看一开始是下面的，再然后呢就是上面的，一开始是下面这个鲜果。
It's fresh fruits。它大概需要晾晒多久？
这个要
These cherries need drying in the sun for about 10 days before going to the next step. Okay, interesting. 现在我们是不是可以去看一下我们的咖啡液？
看看我们厨师在做的咖啡液。
Okay, now let's go to the kitchen to take a look how the coffee banquet is. Wow, it smells great.
你看这位是我们的美食协会的会长。
你好。一道咖啡红烧肉，用咖啡籽，再加上红烧肉的做法，让咖啡的浓香味。
是放了什么里面？
里面放了咖啡水、冰糖，放了盐和料酒。
是有那个果皮吗？还是什么？
是用这个磨好的咖啡粉，然后手冲了以后，把咖啡沥出来，然后烹饪这道菜。
This is a very popular dish in China, braised pork. But traditionally, people would use sugar in this dish, but they use coffee instead today. Black coffee, they mix black coffee with braised pork. It smells great. Wow. Indeed, they've done a lot of innovations over the past few years. Okay, let's take a look what is going on here. 这是你好，给我们介绍一下什么？咖啡，这个什么？先这是什么？这咖啡的叶子是吧？
这是咖啡的叶子，咖啡的叶子。我们拿它来做一道美食。
These are coffee leaves. Yeah, just now we just saw some coffee trees on the mountain. They are just the leaves of the trees, and they can be made into a special dish.
做一道美食。
这个里面是什么呢？
这是那个豌豆面，还有那个鸡蛋，还有一些香料，还有那个咖啡液。我们吃的那种纯的咖啡液。
They just mix the coffee leaves with flour and eggs. It looks great. It looks great. Can you think coffee leaves can be made into a delicacy?
这个，实际上得挂一点糊，实际上挂一点呢，这样，这样。
Paste. Take a look at the paste. The paste is made of flour.
咖啡粉。这样，一会儿还要重新又炸制一下要两次下锅，要这样
We need to fry it twice.
有热一下，然后又2次下锅。炸至两面金黄，可以出锅了，可以出锅了，这个可以出锅了。
perfect combination of Chinese dishes, Chinese delicacies with coffee. Thank you so much. 谢谢您啊，您继续。Let's continue. 这边做的是什么？
咖啡汤圆。
Oh, it's 汤圆. Actually, 汤圆 or sweet dumplings. Eating sweet dumplings, eating 汤圆 is one of the main traditions to celebrate the traditional Lantern Festival. But today, they are making it in a very special way. 这个汤圆它是有什么特别之处？
这个，
这个用咖啡粉，用那个猪油把它拌成馅儿，是吧？然后把它包在里面。
Oh, the stuff is special. They just mixed ground coffee into the paste. Take a look. So it's different from what we usually eat. Wow, it must be very delicious. 所以这个馅儿它是很有讲究的哈。
这个杏是又香又平，然后这个面又糯啊，特别香，吃起来。
I just can't wait to taste the special 汤圆, special sweet dumplings. Just Mr. Wang told me that this is actually not just for celebration of the festival, it's just also an experiment, experimental way of promoting their special coffee.
来，我
Yeah.
们下面看看我们弄好的咖啡液。
Okay. So some dishes already there, right?
对，已经准备好了。
Okay.
一桌丰盛的咖啡液。
Let's just take a look. Just take a look. 这就跟那
好，
这都是些什么咖啡？
对，这个就是咖啡炖鸡。
Wow, all dishes highlighting local coffee. This one is chicken brewed with coffee beans. 就是有咖啡豆是吧？
对，它是主要是鸡的肉质好。鸡是在咖啡地里边生长了1年多的鸡，然后再加上我们的咖啡，所以做出来它味道非常鲜美。
Mr. Wang said these chicken are just coffee fields, so they're also very special, and they're cooked with coffee beans. 这个是什么？ This one.
咖啡花炖鸡蛋。
Oh, it's eggs, steamed with coffee blossoms. 就咖啡的花也可以做成菜，是吧？
对对对。
Just when we were in the coffee shop just now, we learned that the coffee blossoms can be made into a special kind of tea. And here, it's a kind of ingredient for a special dish. The blossoms are steamed with the eggs. 哦，还有什么？
那个是咖啡红烧肉。
啊，刚才我们在里面已经看到了。
这个是咖啡酥。
Okay.
用咖啡的尖子。
And the sausages, there's also
这个
coffee
是
there.
这个是咖啡香肠。
Oh, sausages made with coffee. Oh, very so special, so special. 那我们
主要是今天我们是元宵节，我们的主菜就是这一碗，叫咖啡汤圆。
the highlight. The sweet dumplings, 汤圆, yeah, it's the star of today. People across the country would eat 汤圆 or 元宵, to similar snacks to celebrate the Lantern Festival. As I just mentioned, the stuffing is unique. they mix the ground coffee with some other materials to make the stuffing. 那我们做吧。The Lantern Festival is a special day for the Yunnan. It's considered to be the last day of the Chinese New Year. So today it's my honor to get together to celebrate this special festival with Mr. Wang and his family and his friends here. And as we just mentioned, Baoshan is one of the major coffee producing regions in China. And as the coffee consumption source in China, we hope the small beans will bring a lot more opportunities for local people. OK， 祝大家元宵节快乐 ，Happy Lantern Festival！ 好，祝我们的宝山的咖啡产业越来越壮大。OK，Thank you. Cheers. OK, dear friends, that's what we have for today. See you next time. And stay tuned with the CGTN for more wonderful shows for the Lantern Festival.